Touch grass is a phrase that gamers tell their opponents when they feel they spend too much time on their computers. Everybody has heard this phrase, but what happens when the gamer doesn't listen, doesn't go outside, and spends the better part of their childhood playing video games in their basement? My name is Jack Khalil, and I'll be doing an analysis on the pattern between a child's unrestricted access to video games and the functionality in their household. I will begin this video with an interview with a top 500 Overwatch player. I asked him a series of questions, but only included what I felt was the most valuable information for the sake of time. All right, what's your gamer tag, or what do you want to be called throughout this interview? We can make this anonymous or whatever. I mean, I'm probably gonna post this on YouTube and share it with my English class, but that's really it.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, just call me Jack. That's
Your name's
it's
Jack. My name's Jack too. That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay. I had this like mindset a long time ago, and I'm very happy I got over it. And I think it was video games that helped me get over it because I've never been like a sports person or like
Yeah.
where I wanted to pick up like I mean, my dad made me play hockey for 9 years, and I hated it. I just never tried. I mean, I learned how to skate and like skate backwards and stuff like that. Like even though like I barely tried at all, just because like I did it over the course of my entire life. And I had this idea that like talent is everything. Like in my school, they would have these posters of growth mindset versus fixed mindset. And
Hmm.
like you could go through all of it, and it was like every single like opinion I had fell into the fixed mindset category, and now it's kind of taken a 180 and done like the opposite. But
Hmm.
like I remember I was gonna quit video games forever because I thought like, oh, I would never be good. And I remember it was specifically like Fortnite. That's probably my favorite game.
Yeah.
Um, like I was horrible at building, and I like truly believed that like I would never be good. And then I like messaged one of these guys in like a build montage, and I said like, were you always like relatively good at this game? And he was like, no, I was horrible. Like it just takes practice. And I like I don't know if I would have really quit video games, but I was like very close to just like giving up. Like I had
Hmm.
like severe like issues like that, and it was and then like going from just being like a horrible player, like I'll probably put clips in the video right now, but like I can now like triple edit like 90s tunnel and stuff like that, and it was all just like blood, sweat, and tears. And it was the like some people never like get that. I mean, like I know
Yeah.
I don't know if I for a long time I wanted to be a pro gamer, but like I had like a moment of emotional maturity when I saw a video by like my Fortnite coach where he's like, if you want to be a professional at anything, you have to start acting professionally.
All the people that I talk to nowadays, it's almost like a side thing. It's almost like I'll do this if it works, it's cool. Otherwise, I have a backup plan. Like it's fine. I will go to college or whatever. And while I do encourage you guys to continue to try hard in school and continue to try hard in as a college thing, I genuinely feel like the pattern of people who actually go pro are the people who genuinely want it.
But I've met like so many people that like I would go and I used to wake up at 5 a.m. to play video games. So I was pretty serious. Like I've never met another
Hmm.
person that would wake up before 5 a.m. that would wake up at 5 a.m. on school days to play video games because my parents wouldn't let me play during the week. Just
Hmm.
so I could play because I wanted to be a pro gamer that badly. I used to like go on Discord and find teammates, and at 5 a.m. the only people that are like really on are people that are like drunk and like they just yeah, exactly, or like
Yeah.
they're like they have like severe family issues and their parents don't care when like they get sleep or if they go to school or not. And that's how I've met a lot of people. Like I've met people that like their parents like literally do not care if they spend all day in front of the computer. Like they've dropped out of high school. Like I don't know how they have like internet access and their parents like don't care or whatever, but like it's
Yeah.
like an unbelievable amount of people I've met like that. And it's like that's why I wanted to make this video because I met someone that like he was in like a famous YouTuber's YouTube video for Fortnite.
Hmm.
And he said, and he used to be streaming all the time, and I used to comment like in his chat, like, "How are you playing this much? Don't you have like school to go to?" And I forget what he said then. But then like I got on a Discord call with him after getting to know him a lot more, like over the course of a year, and he said like his dad has cancer. So like it wasn't anything his dad could control whether like he's playing this much, and his mom wasn't in his life because his mom like had like drug addiction problems. So he really only
Hmm.
had his dad, and he was an only child.
and like he really like had no life obligations or really anything. And so like he admitted like video games ruined his life, because he used to like play sports and stuff like that, and apparently he lives in a bad neighborhood, so he doesn't like going outside because it puts his life at risk.
Yeah.
But just like a ton of stories like that. So I don't know like everyone's situation, but like that's one thing I've noticed is the people that like they're kids and they're able to play that much without their parents intervening, like they have something going on in their life where like their parents do not care, or they physically cannot stop the kid from like wasting all of his time and like just flunking out of school.
Because people generally have a lot of time in
Yeah.
the day. It just
Yeah.
depends on what you want to use it on, right? Like
Yeah.
I wasn't going to the gym at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't cooking. I wasn't doing anything really.
Yeah.
So I had the time. So and that still kind of extends now. If I want to get good at something,
Yeah.
then I would just set aside it,
Yeah.
every time. It doesn't really matter. It's a hobby.
Yeah. So I'll spend a lot of time in my room with my parrots, because it's also like I just don't really like going outside that much. I'm a big gardener, but like I don't go to parties. I haven't had alcohol in like over 3 years. Like I've just never been that type of person. Like I'm an academic. Like I made honor roll in high school 5 out of 8 times, and I wasn't really trying. And even the times I really wasn't trying were the times I didn't make honor roll. But like I was in all level 2 classes because I just wanted to grind video games all day, and and that wasn't like my intention for being in all level 2 classes. But like I took the placement test and I didn't take my ADHD medication, so I did horribly, and they were gonna put me in like level 2 English. But like luckily I got by in like level 2 and got like B's, and then like I think I got a C one year, and then I got like an A one year, and just really B pluses. But that ended up working out because I didn't have any obligations, so I could just play video games whenever I wanted. Did you ever feel guilty about the sacrifices you had to make to play video games as much as you did?
I think really the only thing that I that kind of sucked about getting good at games is that it's really hard for me to play with my friends.
Yeah.
That's the largest barrier of entry for most people. And when I coach people in Overwatch, I always say this: if you want to get good at this game, you're gonna have to stop playing with your friends.
Yeah,
essentially,
that's what I realized.
You'll get better, and I still smurf with them for sure. It doesn't really, but it's still kind of like, especially in Overwatch 2 at least, it's more frustrating to smurf because I'm expecting them to play at a different level.
Yeah.
While I'm playing with them, and it's just like a whole thing. It's something I didn't expect to happen because when I was bronze, everyone was better than me, and I just assumed they'd also continue scaling with me.
I met someone on like a Fortnite creative map that said like he wished honestly he spent more time with his friends and family instead of like grinding like Fortnite so much. And he said like that his friends don't even reach out to him anymore to hang out because they think he's always busy, because like he would just always turn them down. And like that was, and like he was like he's going to college, he's not going to be a pro gamer because he would play in the tournaments, and he never earned. He was better than me at the time, and then like I added him as a friend, and I think he like turned his life around. Like I haven't seen him online since. And like I even looked up his YouTube channel because YouTube was in his name and I couldn't find him. Maybe like he just deleted it because he just wanted to be like free from whatever. But like I've met a lot of people that say like I really regret the time I put in. Like I wish I would have like spent more time with friends and family because I'll never get that back.
Researchers in China published a paper on how family dysfunction influences internet gaming disorder. The researchers concluded that family dysfunction is positively correlated with internet gaming disorder and negatively associated with self-esteem and self-control. Though this wasn't identified with my guest, I have observed this relationship personally. However, I was unable to get consensual records of it. Another study by the Journal of Ankara Health Sciences stated that adolescents who are neglected by their parents begin to seek interpersonal relationships on the internet. This made complete sense to me because I often see people talk to Twitch streamers about their life problems.
So Swift, if that's true, man, now it's easy for a YouTuber to come off or a streamer to come off as insensitive with those comments, man, because I mean, as a streamer, as a YouTuber, there's a lot of trolls, you know, who say that kind of stuff for attention. If that's not for attention, man, what I would recommend is, number one, there's always people to talk about that with, whether it's here, whether, as you can see, there's a ton of people in the chat who are saying, you know, they care about you and they don't want you to do that, okay? Now, there's a ton of people to reach out to, you know, whether you're in Discord, whether you're here, whether you're online, there's just a bunch of people. There's hotlines you can call, okay?
An additional study drew the same conclusion as the Journal of Ankara Health Sciences did. What was the most shocking to me is that the researchers found that gaming addiction was the most common among nuclear families. In my experience, it's always been the opposite. Everyone I knew that would play video games in excess had at least one parent that was out of the picture. Like the end of a good novel, I'm going to let you interpret how this mini doc influences your life. I will add that I do love video games, but I've seen a lot of people's lives turn into shambles because of their gaming habits. I'm not telling anyone how to parent their child, I'm just telling parents to beware.